So I just gave a mock interview, and what I felt was everything was fine in this interview because I already gave interviews for my placement companies in college, so I thought it was okay and all. But when I gave some mock interviews, I realized what was wrong. But when I started to prepare, I could not find the right resource, and I felt like I'm just beating around the bush. So I definitely felt that I needed some mentor or I needed some guidance to move on. So I thought I just searched for these resources and all. In that process, I just got to know about ixamBee and its coachings, and I just listened to some free demos and written some free mock tests, and I really liked its content. So I just thought it could be a better option to enroll into ixamBee and get into it.
Hello everyone, welcome to ixamBee. I have with me today Miss Vaishnavi Swarnoj, who has cleared the SBI Systems Manager exam 2024. Many congratulations, Vaishnavi.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Vaishnavi, for taking out time today. So Vaishnavi did her graduation very recently in 2024. She has completed, and today she is with us clearing the exam in her first go. So Vaishnavi, if you can tell a little about yourself, your background, and how did you think about giving this exam?
Sure, definitely. First of all, thanks for having me here as well. And I'm Vaishnavi, and I have recently completed my graduation in the stream of computer science and engineering in 2024. And after completing my graduation, I just got into some college placements like TCS and Accenture, but I was waiting for the joining. So in that period of joining, I thought to prepare for some government exams. So I just saw this SBI notification that it is going to recruit IT officers, and freshers are also eligible for that. So I just thought I should give a try for it and just try my knowledge in that. And and in that process of preparing for that, I got to know about ixamBee and its coachings, and I just liked its content and its style of teaching. So I just enrolled into it, and finally it made me here.
Great, Vaishnavi. Short and crisp, like how we try to focus our content, also short and crisp. That
Yeah,
helps.
that's the first insight I learned from mock interviews as well.
Great, Vaishnavi. So, like you mentioned, right, ki you were waiting for your joining, and TCS can be a dream job for so many tech graduates, I will say, in our country, and a huge number of graduates are actually employed by Tata Consultancy Services. So it's in itself is a dream job, and then you took a D route in between to, try your luck at the government jobs also. And I'll not say try your luck because you gave your 100%, more than 100% to it. So if I start with, this exam is definitely about IT and your technology knowledge. But before that, it is also so much about other subjects. You study quant, reasoning, English to a
Yes.
certain level, general awareness and all, and little bit banking. So did it not scare you when you had to give this exam?
So, and of course, those subjects are quite new to me. Like, I'm not familiar with as I'm good at tech side.
Mhm.
So I just practiced some previous questions, and I've watched lots of videos regarding those quant, reasoning, and English because comparatively that is my weaker side when I compare it with my professional knowledge.
Yeah,
So I gave more time to it, and that is the qualifying area.
right.
So I have to put my efforts more on it. So I just made my efforts into it, and one good thing about this SBI is there's no negative marking here.
Hmm.
in, in the other exams you can find some negative marking as well. Here we can just try something and we'll just attempt it if we know the answer. And sometimes we can also guess the answer because as there is no negative marking as well. So yeah.
Okay. So how much time were you giving on a maybe on an average on a daily basis for studying and practicing quant reasoning English?
So basically for SBI, prelims and mains, both the exams are conducted on the same day.
Hmm.
So I have to prepare for both of them simultaneously. So for prelims, individually we have to allocate time for quant, reasoning, and English. Individually, I have seen videos for it and written mock test for each of them, and combinedly also have written by considering the time factor as well. So that I have to do all those things within the time given time. So I just practiced using those mock tests and those videos and all. And regarding the time allocation, it's based on the toughness of that subject that I feel. If I feel that concept is really hard for me to get into it, I'll just provide more time to it. If it is something easier, something which is familiar to me, I'll just revise that and I'll make it. I'll make it happen. That's it.
So did you have any favorite topics that you found on the way while preparing?
Yeah. Uh, in these three, quant, reasoning, and English, reasoning is my like strong point. I would say
Okay.
compared to maths and sorry, quant and English. In
Mhm.
reasoning, blood relations is one of my favorite topic because I mean I don't know why, but I can do it with ease because they were quite explanatory and I can find good connections in between them. So yeah, and there are also some other concepts in quant and English as well. So the point is we have to find our strong points and weak points so
Mhm.
that we can uh, prioritize our mind to work on which task and just allocate more time to which task and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you identify your strength and weakness in these subjects?
Yeah. As I mentioned, I'm a kind of person who writes a lot of practice tests, who writes a lot of mock tests, so that I by seeing those results we can find in which areas we are stronger, in which areas we are weaker. So what are the things that we have to work upon? So that really helped those mock tests and all that really helped me to identify those things.
That's a very good point, Vaishnavi, because one, giving the mock test gives you an understanding of where you are standing and all. And so, as we say this many often to a lot of students who ask also, so the art of giving mock test is not just giving the mock test. It lies in giving equal or maybe more time than the test itself in analyzing the
Exactly. Yes.
test because one, you get better at the subject, and second, you understand your own areas where you need to work more, where you could manage, which are your strength areas, and depending on the exam requirement, because some exams negative marking hoti hai, kisi mein nahi hoti hai. Some exams the weightage of different topics, the weight different subjects different differs, right? So understanding that and then analyzing in light of the exam pattern can be very, very helpful. So thanks for sharing because yes, that's a very important part of your overall preparation journey apart from the content preparation. So Vaishnavi, you had mentioned in the beginning that the professional knowledge, which here was technology, IT related subjects, was relatively easier for you as compared to the other subjects. But you still took a course, you still did work on it. So, two questions here. First, what was the need of taking the course when you already were confident in in the professional knowledge subject? And second, what was your strategy to prepare for that subject?
Okay. So basically, when I saw this SBI notification, they have also mentioned the syllabus for
Yeah,
this professional knowledge.
right.
So I thought, okay, this is the syllabus, and I thought I could prepare. But when I started to prepare, I could not find the right resource, and I felt like I'm just beating around the bush. I'm
Okay.
just trying to figure out the resources. And even if I find something, I'm not sure whether this is the path that I should follow or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely felt that I needed some mentor or I needed some guidance to move on.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, for this films and mains, I in both the ways I needed some guidance to move on. So I thought I just searched for these resources and all. In that process, I just got to know about ixamBee and its coachings, and I just listened to some free demos and written some free mock tests, and I really liked its content. So I just thought it could be a better option to enroll into ixamBee and get into it. So that's the reason I just enrolled into ixamBee. And coming to the strategy of preparing for these subjects, as we already have the syllabus, what topics to prepare on, what topics to uh, just look into it. So there is also weightage for that topics in the notification.
Yeah.
So we had an idea like what topics to give more preference to.
Mm-hmm.
So those were the topics that we need to brush up more. And iXambi really provided very good notes or the documentation so that whenever we read that documentation, we'll be covering all the probably most of the concepts of that topic. So whatever the question might be, that will be something related to these concepts. So that really helped me. And based on those weightages, I just divided the time to prepare for those topics. Like if the weightage for that topic is really higher, I give most of the time to it. And revision is also important because no matter how good or how bad you are, when it comes to exams, revision plays the most important factor. So the many times that you revise, the many times that you would remember them. That's it.
It's a very strong statement you said, Vaishnavi, and I totally uh, agree with it and align with it. And that's why maybe I'll repeat it also. Revision is very, very important. So it can have a much higher return than gathering more and more new information in that given time period.
Yeah.
So, and in case of exams, competitive exams, you cannot undermine the importance of revision. So I think that's a very, very important point that you have stated, and glad it worked for you. Mostly it will always work. I have rarely seen a case where revision has harmed you. So great points. I think, Vaishnavi, a very, very thought out, to the point strategy and clarity of mind I can see in your preparation, Vaishnavi. So, Vaishnavi, it was, we talked about the aptitude subjects, we talked about the professional subjects and your approach towards that. There was a third stage and the final stage of the interview. What was your strategy, and with what clarity did you move towards your interview stage?
So once after completing my exam written test, I was quite confident that I would qualify for the interview because considering in mind the number of posts and the exam that I have written, I was quite okay. Like probably I might get qualified for the interview. Even if I get qualified or not, there is no harm in preparing. In start preparing right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I started preparing at that point of time itself. Like I just went through some of the previous stories who have already succeeded in this
Okay.
position.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that really motivated me. The steps that they took and the kind of nervousness that they felt, and they really motivated me. So I just went on like that, and I just started uh, preparation for my interview. And in the meantime, results were out, and fortunately, I got selected for the interview. And now I started preparing more because now there's some confirmation there will be interview.
Yes.
So I started preparing more, and again, I example started taking mock interviews. So I just gave a mock interview, and what I felt was everything was fine in this interview because I already gave interviews for my placement companies in college, so I thought it was okay and all. But when I gave some mock interviews, I realized what was wrong. Like I was going very detailed, so the Shivangi ma'am and the faculty insisted me to just keep it short and crisp so that the interviewer will not get bored, and it would definitely help you in many ways. So that is one of the insight, and I got a lot of insights, and they really helped me combinedly at the time of real time interview. So that is the way I approached my interview, and I have rehearsed my answers before the interview as well. So yeah, that really helped me.
Great, Vaishnavi. So I think you summed it all so well in a very nice manner, and I'll say you've taken the learning very, very well. You're to the point, crisp, not beating around the bush at all. And I'm sure the way you got inspiration by hearing some success stories or experiences of previous aspirants and candidates, your story and your experience will motivate future aspirants to give their best, prepare in the right way, and achieve their dreams. So, thank you so much, Vaishnavi, for taking out time and talking to us today, and wishing you a very successful and happy career ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.